South Carolina has been the #2 most moved to state in the last couple of years. And Greenville, South Carolina has seen a lot of that growth. With that, that's created a lot of change and a lot of different things that are happening here in the upstate. So because of that, I wanted to go ahead and update my pros and cons of moving to Greenville, South Carolina list. Hi, I'm Evan Whaley, your favorite Greenville realtor. Let's go ahead and start with the cons. I want to save you some time, so if these are things you don't like, maybe Greenville, South Carolina is just not the place for you. The first is mosquitoes. Unfortunately, in the South, and especially in South Carolina, we have mosquitoes. We do have these things called no-see-ums as well that will bite you down in the low country that you won't even know where they came from, hence the name no-see-ums. So mosquitoes can be a bit of a problem. Second thing is, if you don't like humidity, especially in the summertime, Greenville, South Carolina is probably not the place for you. We do have a hot, humid summer. Now, with the mosquitoes and with the summer, what I do want to say is, of course, you can treat for the mosquitoes. There's a lot of great companies out there who do those kind of treatments. And then for the heat of the summer, you can stay inside. So that's what I got for you on that one. But the good thing about Greenville compared to some of the other areas in South Carolina is really the summer is the only humid time. The rest of the seasons tend to be very nice and they have a lot less humidity than some of the areas near the coast. For somebody who's a sports fan, Greenville, South Carolina can be a great place. I actually did a video on this recently of all the teams that we have in the area. But if you love pro sports, if you want an NFL or NBA team, there's not one in Greenville. You're gonna drive to either Atlanta or Charlotte to experience that, which is about 2 hours or so to both of those places. Another item is that Greenville gets a lot of rainfall. Greenville gets more rain than the average place in the country. Now, the good thing about the rain is it tends to be a lot of scattered storms in the afternoon, kind of in the summertime, so it's more of a seasonal rain, and most people like that it keeps everything looking beautiful, but you know, you do get rain, which will keep you indoors a little bit more at times, so that's just something to keep in mind. Another item that I hear from people that are relocating to the area is they wish that there were more neighborhoods with sidewalks. For whatever reason, the new construction developments, a lot of them have not been putting in sidewalks. Some of your older developments have sidewalks on both sides of the street, but the newer developments have not been doing as much with sidewalks. Now, of course, there are new developments that are doing sidewalks on one side or both sides, and you can find them, but it's just not as prevalent as I guess some of the other areas that people are relocating from. I also wanted to point out the traffic congestion. This has probably gotten worse since my last video because of course we've had a lot of growth. We've had businesses, people, and everything moving to the area, so that just creates more traffic. Now, traffic is also dependent upon where you come from. The people that move here from larger cities or really high traffic areas have found, they say, there's no traffic here whatsoever, you're crazy, Evan. But other people who've moved here from smaller towns moving into Greenville will say the traffic here is pretty heavy. And there are certain pockets where it's heavier than others, so that's just one of those things that you really want to make sure you know the area really well before you move there. Last thing I have to say is growth. I know I've kind of already talked about this. Growth can be a positive and a negative. And a big part of the growth, and I've already kind of talked about that, is the issue with traffic and just some of the other infrastructure problems with construction and everything that comes with that. You know, overall, I've seen growth as a positive thing for the area, but there are some negative consequences to that growth as well. Greenville is a phenomenal place. There's a reason why people are relocating here and want to move. So if I haven't run you off yet and you want to hear more about all the amazing things about moving to Greenville and you want to know why so many people have relocated to the area, I'm going to share some of my top reasons why. One of the first that I've got to start with is the downtown of Greenville. The downtown of Greenville has won so many awards recently, both just in the US and even in the world. One publisher recently rated Greenville as the #6 downtown in the entire world. And Greenville's downtown is truly special and unique. What they've been able to do in the city to really preserve it, keep it clean, bring a lot of fantastic businesses and restaurants to the area. You've got so many different types of cuisines that you can try. And then you've also got this active downtown where you can go out walking and you can go through the Swamp Rabbit Trail and you can walk by Falls Park. I mean, go on Liberty Bridge. There's just so many incredible things and just the scenery that's there, knowing that you're in the middle of a downtown that really feels like private and like an oasis is just a totally unique thing. One of the things that's really unique about the upstate in general is we love to create community events, and that is also another thing that's a big pro. But around those community events, typically they happen in the downtown of each city. One of the things that I love is the suburbs really are doing a great job of developing their own downtown. So even if you're driving and commuting into Greenville or Spartanburg for work, you can feel like you can do everything that you want to do in your own suburb. You've got all the grocery stores and everything nearby, but they're really creating a lot of local businesses and a really local hub for people to meet. You've got the downtown of Fountain Inn, you've got the downtown of Simpsonville, you've got the downtown of Greer, and so many others that are being developed that really offer a lot of great businesses and restaurants and have become their own area in and of itself. So it's really interesting and it's really cool to see how that has developed. And a lot of those downtowns have a very different feel depending on which one you go to. Since I've already mentioned community, I want to go ahead and talk about that as being a pro. Greenville has a really friendly community. When my wife and I moved here years ago, we found it really easy to make friends, build our own network in our own community. You'll find that Greenville does so many local events, so you can go out and you can meet people that way. There's so many things that are always happening, so if you're a sports person or you're an arts person or whatever it is that you're into, you can find people that you want to meet with and gather with. So overall, that's something that I found a lot of my clients that have relocated to the area have absolutely loved, is they can build a community quickly and they can find friends. No matter what age range they're in, demographic, their interests, whatever, people have been able to find other people that are like them that they enjoy spending time with. My wife and I are foodies. That's one of the things that we connected with when we were dating, so we love the diverse restaurant scene here in Greenville. There's over 70 different types of cuisine that's just in downtown Greenville. You've got over 200 restaurants there within a couple miles of each other. The Greenville restaurant industry is really growing and the restaurant scene is growing day by day. It seems like there's a new restaurant popping up like every day or every week. So I think if you're someone who enjoys food, you will love the restaurant scene here in Greenville. A huge pro has got to be the outdoor activities that you can do here in Greenville. Whether you're a kid that just wants to go to one of our 46 plus parks that are here in the area, or you're an adult that wants to go out golfing, or you want to take place and run on the Swamp Rabbit Trail or go hiking or mountain biking, there are so many options that are available for you here. Greenville takes the outdoors very seriously, and you'll see a really active outdoor community here. The Swamp Rabbit Trail is continuously extending and getting bigger and bigger, and it'll cover the entire upstate here in the future. So if you're somebody that loves the outdoors, Greenville is a great place for you to check out. Speaking of outdoors, another pro has got to be that you really can get outdoors all 12 months of the year. My clients that relocate from up north, they absolutely love that about this area. They love that there's extra days of sunshine. They love that they can get out on a November day. They love that they can experience all 4 seasons, but they don't have to have a harsh winter. In all 4 seasons, you'll experience something different. People love the fall here. You know, we are in the mountains. You'll see leaves changing, so that is a really beautiful time. You get a spring with some really nice weather. You get a summer which is warmer, more humid. And then you get a winter, which we do get some colder temperatures, but it's not typically harsh. We might get 1 snowstorm every other year. It's not anything really crazy. So people tend to appreciate that we don't get really harsh winters, but you get to experience the other 3 seasons. When we look at Greenville, the cost of living in Greenville compared to the national average is 11% lower. So people who are relocating from higher cost of living places, they absolutely love Greenville and how their money will go so much further. The next item that I want to point out is the school system. The schools here in Greenville County are rated as some of the highest school districts in the entire state of South Carolina. So if you're someone with school-age kids, Greenville could be a great place for you to look into. On that topic, I've already talked about the outdoor activities and the parks that are here in Greenville. There's also a lot of great things for someone that has kids. I myself also have kids, so we really love that and appreciate that there's so many different places, from all your trampoline parks to your mini golf places to go-kart tracks to you name it. There's so many options that are here in the upstate that are just great options for families to be able to spend and enjoy their time. Another big pro of Greenville is it's located close to the interstates. So if you're somebody that wants to travel and go and do weekend trips, you're 3.5 hours away from Charleston, South Carolina and the beaches. You're 2 hours away from Atlanta or Charlotte, so you can go see like big concert acts, or you can go see pro sports teams, or whatever it is that you want to do in those cities. You know, it's an hour and a half from Columbia, the state capital, as well. There's so much travel that you can do very quickly, and even a day trip even. So that makes Greenville a really special place in and of itself. And the last item, which I actually put as a con, is the growth. If you're somebody that likes to see change and you like to see new things that are happening, Greenville's a great place because there is continuously growth. I do a video every month on all the new developments that are happening here in Greenville. I'm constantly amazed that I have content And very rarely do I talk about the same thing because the upstate is growing so much. And for me personally, that growth overall has been very positive. Of course, it does bring some challenges and some things that need to be dealt with, but what I'm seeing is the city really has a phenomenal plan and they know what that growth is gonna look like and they're ready and they're prepared for it. It's just gonna take time like anything. Whenever you're growing, there are gonna be some bumps in the road and some hiccups and some changes. I hope this video was helpful for you. I'm curious as you watch this, what's something else that you want to learn about Greenville, South Carolina? Drop a comment down below. If you found this content helpful, please go ahead and subscribe. I talk about new construction communities, new developments, and so many other things about living in Greenville every single week, and I'd love to have you join in.